Hi guys, this is the first episode in English on this channel. Yeah, I decided to switch to the English because the problem that I faced can be found by more people than just me. Currently I'm working on a Corvette C6. It's a base model, but I don't see a difference really. And yeah, first of all, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a passionate guy that likes to drive around and drift if possible. Yeah. And the second of all, try to build, if we can call it that way, or rather install all the parts necessary for this change. I would like to talk about the angle kit. Before ordering anything, I knew that there are three options, at least for me, for the angle kit. One is to get the products from the States. We know what is the Mega Mantis kit, and it's most popular, I think, currently on the market. I am based in Europe, and when I have heard that the Wisefab is coming to the market with their solution, and I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. It's a well-known product. The champions use it, so why not decide for that? And if any spare parts are needed, they are quite located near to me, so yeah, it will be just easier. The third option for me was to build a custom, but for the same reason, I thought it's better to order a ready product because of the spare parts if needed. Yeah, I would expect to get a bolt-on product. That installation would take like a day probably. At the time of ordering, I already had a BC Racing coilover as I already used in my previous C5. I was happy with it, so why not to choose it for another one? And going through the website of the Wisefab, I didn't notice any limitations of the usage except the coilover dimensions that you can see in an instruction. Yeah, and during the installation, that's the first thing I faced. As you can see, yeah, it's not so nice fitting here. This surface is more or less flat and parallel to the ground, or to the arm itself, but as you can see, mounting points on a coilover are angled. And just to clarify, this angle that you can see on a coilover is the angle that it is in a stock arm for the Corvette. Just to be sure that we are on the same place, I compared the lower arm from the Wisefab and the OEM, and the location of those points is exactly the same as in OEM. The only difference is about this angle. Yeah, so I decided to contact the support of the Wisefab, because as you can see, if you still have some trouble installing the kit, contact us. Difficult is a good word, because I written them an email about the situation with a description and detailed photos, my observations, etc. Not sure, but after I think 2 days there was no response for that, so I decided to call them. Yeah, and when I finally reached them, I received an information that the issue is known for them, and their engineers are working on a solution for me. Yeah, so the first thing I thought, yeah, that's the approach that I would expect from the company like that. And I just asked when I can expect the answer from the company, because I'm just right now trying to complete the car and start driving it. And again, I got an information that I should get an email within an hour. I didn't get any response. So the next day I tried to call them multiple times. Finally, when the phone was answered, I got an information that the answer was sent. It's quite surprised. I am using popular mail from the Gmail and never heard about any issues of getting an email to that inbox. I checked the spam and all the folders like that. Nothing was there. So after a few calls, I finally got the answer from the Wisefab. And they said, quite surprisingly for me, that it's not their problem. The problem is in a BC Racing coilover. Yeah, so there was a few messages flying around between me and them, because I thought that that's not what I am expecting from the product like that. Currently, this angle kit costs on the Wisefab website 2,100 euros plus VAT. Not sure how it is in States, but it's easy to check. Yeah, so I said, before buying your product, I went through your website and there was no restrictions beside the dimensions about the mounting points, etc. And they said, which is again quite surprisingly, that before buying a Wisefab product, I should contact them to ensure that it will work for myself. And I thought that if it is written and it's available in a web shop, it should work. Yeah, but maybe my approach is wrong. After a few mails flying around, I got an information that still it's not a Wisefab issue. The issue is in a coilover from BC Racing, and it is a well-known problem because according to the information from the Wisefab, BC Racing know about this issue and already is providing a solution that you don't have this rubber mount here. There is a spherical bearing in the place like that. There are some companies that offering the solution like that for the coilovers, and of course for that coilover there is no issue at all because it's easy to mount to the Wisefab. Yeah, I was quite surprised once again, because from the very beginning I thought that it's not the solution that I would expect, but I saw that there is only one approach from the Wisefab, so I decided to call local dealer of the BC Racing, and they said, no, there is no mounting like that. After that, I thought, okay, maybe it's some special solution available only on a special demand. So I decided to contact BC Racing UK, and they as well denied that there is no solution like that for the BC Racing coilovers for the Corvette. So yeah, it's misleading or telling lies. Yeah, it's up to you guys. So after another few mails, I just asked, okay, do the Wisefab has any goodwill to sort this out, because I get responses multiple times from them, but they are not pointing to any direction of solving the issue that I'm facing right now. Yeah, so finally, when I pushed them, it was mentioned that they are not planning to sorting out any issue, and yeah, it's not their problem anymore. Quite strange for myself when I compare it to the first information I got from them, that the engineer is specially working for the solution to my problem. Yep, but maybe that's the Wisefab approach. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I got a problem. I have to sort it out by myself. According to the Wisefab, it was my mistake that I bought a product not approved by them. Besides, there is no restrictions from the Wisefab on their website. So to use the Wisefab product, I should buy another set of coilover. Doesn't matter. I thought that I will continue installation, because still I think that the Wisefab products are behaving well during driving. That's why it is so well known and used for all the championships around the world. Yep, so another thing I faced is that we are buying a product that you have to cut inner tie rods by yourself to fit in. It is almost maximal in current situation. So I checked once again, and in the instruction provided to on their website, there is no information about the cutting inner tie rods at all, but it is in a installation manual that you can find in a box when you order the product. The funny thing is that it has to be cutted, but how much? Nobody knows. It has to be cut to length. Which length? Who knows? So once again, I have written to the Wisefab and asked how much I should cut the inner tie rods. That I still have to do it by myself. It's not a bolt-on solution. And the answer I got is, it depends. It depends of your alignment preferences and the wheels that are using. So I said, yeah, I just want to install it currently. Use the alignment settings that you are just showing in an instruction manual, and try to drive around, and then I can play to my preferences. Yeah, so still there is some suggestion from the Wisefab how much it should be cutted, but no specific instruction. Okay, I thought, yeah, we can continue for the installation. One of the steps that you can see right here is connect brake caliper using OEM bolts. Here you can see OEM bolts from the Corvette C6 brake caliper. Let's try to fit them. Yep, it's not fitting at all. I tried to scrap some paint in it, but it's still not enough. So for the third case, I contacted the Wisefab and got an information that, yeah, there is probably some overpaint in a hole, and I have to re-drill the hole. Additional information is that, as I told you, this hole is not aligned coming from Wisefab, and it's not only about the paint on itself, it's just misaligned. That's why you have to re-drill it or retrim it to make it possible for the OEM bolts installation. One more additional info. One more additional thing. I came to the right side to be prepared that I have to clear out the paint here, because the spherical bearing will not fit in this space. Huh. What a strange situation. It was not fitting on the left, but it is fitting on the right. Perfect. Having a fun with installation of the Wisefab, we can see lock stopper adjustment. As you can see, there is some hexagonal lock stopper, which description is quite easy. The more dimples, the more offset, and by that less usable lock. Yeah, it's really nice. In a real situation, it is just like on this picture. You have multiple dimples that showing how far it will go. The only matter is there is completely no information on which place the dimples are facing to. So nobody knows how to adjust it according to the installation manual. And honestly, yeah, I don't want to write another email to the Wisefab to get unsure information, and probably there will be information like, yeah, you have to adjust it according to your preferences. So good luck with that. I will try to show it to you. Here is the lock with the dimples as described. Unfortunately, nobody knows what is the reference point for that. Yeah. So just a summary, I think that this lock kit is like DIY product. You have to figure it out by yourself. You have to engineer it a little bit. You have to make adaptation to fit it in your car. And even it's not your fault, even if it's not your car's fault, you will still have to make some grinding, some drilling, some cutting. And even with a proper solution, you will still need mechanical engineering to adjust it properly. Yeah, so just a summary. If you are just a guy, not a mechanic, and not a pro driver having a bunch of mechanics behind him during a build, yeah, you can forget about an easy installation of the Wisefab. You have to know about the coilovers. You have to know how much cut the inner tie rods. You have to re-drill some elements. And then, after all, you can have fun. So, yeah, that's all from me. And this video is not about a hate on Wisefab. It's just showing the situation that you can face if you decide to buy the product from this company. I would expect to have a bolt-on solution that will just work fine. Unfortunately, it is not. Thank you and good luck out there. Bye.